Live from a secret location somewhere in northeast Wisconsin, it's Clubhouse Live, the virtual show. We'll look back on how the Packers fared with our co-host Alan Lazard. We'll talk football. We'll take a peek at what's next on the schedule, and we'll have our usual fun too. We're ready. Alan's ready. Are you ready? It's time to get started. Let's open the doors and welcome to Clubhouse Live!
Happy Monday, everybody. What's going on? That's right. Clubhouse Live, the virtual show, marches on. Heading through January, plowing through into February. They're keeping us busy. The Packers keep winning. We keep doing shows. And we are doing this show, as always, live atop the 10th floor. There you can see it. It is our secret location somewhere in northeast Wisconsin. Look at that booming metropolis out there on a Monday night. I am Brett Christopherson with USA Today Network Wisconsin. How's everybody doing tonight? Let's hear the virtual cheers from everybody watching. Another NFC Championship edition of Clubhouse Live. More on Saturday's big game in a bit. Hey, look who's back for the big celebration. We missed him last week, not really.
Did you?
It is Chicago Bears fan right there, Ricardo Arguello,
First
everybody.
off,
let's hear the booze. Come on.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you, really.
And the double doink is coming up.
Yes.
1, 2. There you go.
Now, Brett, I know you're lying. I know you don't like to see me back here. But, hey, I had a great time on vacation. Let me tell you, and you know this, American Southwest, it's beautiful.
Love it out there.
I got to go there now once or twice a year. It's so gorgeous.
By the way, you weren't missed. Couple things for Do Your Bears Minute. Nagy and Pace return. That's a win for Packers fans, I would think. Yeah, that sounds pretty good. I'm sure Mitch Trubisky will be coming back.
No.
That's 2 more victories every season for the Packers.
Look,
book it.
Pace and Nagy are coming back. By the way that press conference went, Trubisky will not be coming back. I could tell it in their voice. But hey, who knows?
You missed a great show last week. Alan, our Lazard, obviously our co-host, was taking a nice breather the bye week. So we had Packers legend, Pro Football Hall of Famer on, Jerry Kramer. And this is what Jerry Kramer said. He missed you, Ricardo.
Wait, did he call me Ricardo?
He didn't call you anything.
Okay.
But basically he just said he wondered out loud when the last time the Bears had a great quarterback. And I said, I don't know, Jerry, do you know? And he said, well, it was before my time, and I've been around since Moses. That's what he said.
Ah!
So basically, the Bears have never had a good quarterback.
He's wrong.
So there you go.
McMahon, Pro Bowl quarterback.
There you go.
No.
Mean Gene, I know he's watching it tonight. He loves that.
McMahon was the man.
He was not a great quarterback.
Please. Well, he was
Let's talk about greatness.
He was until Charles Martin ruined his career.
Let's move on and talk about something great. How about Packers 32, Rams 18, everybody? Let's hear the virtual cheers for that. The Packers going back to the NFC title game after thumping the Rams on Saturday. That was a divisional playoff over at Lambeau Field. The league's top scoring offense in the Packers took it to the NFL's top-rated defense in the Rams, rolling up Ricardo 484 total yards and putting points on the board in their first 5 offensive possessions. Aaron Rodgers threw for 296 yards and 2 touchdowns, including a game-clinching 58-yard hookup with our guy, Alan Lazard. Let's hear the cheers there. That capped the scoring with 6:52 remaining. Green Bay's offensive line controlled and dominated the line of scrimmage as the Packers piled up 188 rushing yards. Aaron Jones, 99 yards on 14 carries. Of course, the highlight, a 60-yard run on the first offensive possession of the second half that set up his own 1-yard touchdown run. Jamal Williams, 65 yards on 12 carries. Defensively, how about Kenny Clark and Rashawn Gary, a sack and a half apiece? That's 1 playoff win in the wagon. 2 more still lagging, right? Up next is the Battle of the Bays, an NFC Championship showdown against Tampa Bay. The Buccaneers, Lambeau Field, Ricardo hosting its first NFC title game in 13 years. So you know who loves it. There he is. Happy Vince is back. The fans love Happy Vince. He loves being in title games, and he loves that our co-host is back after a 1-week hiatus. It is Green Bay Packers wide receiver Alan Lazard. He's out there somewhere. There he is. We'll get him onto the screen here in a second. He looks nice and warm and toasty here in this Wisconsin winter. So, hey, Ricardo, virtual show, but still interactive.
Yeah, it is interactive. We invite your comments, your questions through the live chat, which can be found online next to the video viewer. Hey, our guy, Jake the Snake Princeton, he is monitoring that chat. He'll relay those comments and questions over to us.
Hashtag is Clubhouse. And if you're on Twitter, give us a follow at PC Brett C is for me. You don't need Ricardo's Twitter handle.
PC
and
Ricardo.
Alan is at Alan Lazard. So there you go. And Facebook, give us a like, facebook.com/Clubhouse Live. I put the Bears welcome mat still in front of the stage for you so that we as a group can stomp our feet all over.
Because you don't have a Buccaneers one, do you?
No, we don't. We need a Buccaneers welcome mat, but the Bears will do just fine. Let's get our co-host onto the virtual screen. He is in his third NFL season, almost all with the Packers. He catches passes. He does the dirty work. He scores huge playoff touchdowns, doesn't he? He gives reviews, Ricardo, on different types of juices. Did you know
I saw that. Yes, I did.
He gives juice reviews.
Yeah.
He now might be going by the moniker Air Lazard.
What?
We're going to ask him about that. And he looks very good wearing the crown, doesn't he? How about a Clubhouse Live virtual welcome for this season's co-host? It is Green Bay Packers wide receiver, number 13, Alan the Lizard Lazard. Can we hear the Lizard? Can we hear you, Alan?
Can you hear me now?
Now we got you. There we got you.
There we
Don't
go.
give me a heart
I'm on
attack
mute.
like that. I was thinking of
My
a
bad.
bad technical glitch. So, welcome back, Lizard. But I
you.
got to ask you, first and foremost, why are you wearing a babushka indoors? What is that thing on your head?
It was just a hat I had gotten a few weeks ago from Kangol. It's just comfy.
Where did he go? There he is.
Where did you go?
There we go.
Yeah, we're back.
But yeah, I just threw it on. It's just comfy, wearing around the house, vibing, chilling, relaxing.
Now, okay, it works. It's January. You can wear a babushka whenever you want. It is Wisconsin. It's winter weather. But you need to explain, Lizard, why you are wearing a Toronto Raptors jersey, knowing that a couple seasons ago the Raptors beat the Bucks in the Eastern Conference Finals. Now, endear yourself back to the Packers fans who might be a little salty about you wearing that Raptors jersey.
Right. Well, I like to wear jerseys just to represent people that I know at the professional level or people that I'm big fans of. This jersey is Matt Thomas, who's actually from Onalaska, Wisconsin, and he played at Iowa State when I was there. And he was actually one of the first persons that I knew at Iowa State when I enrolled on campus. So I've always been a big fan of him, admired him for his game and what he's done for the university. And I think he's doing great things now. He went over to Spain directly after college and played a year over there before he was able to make his way back into the NBA, which he's playing for the Raptors now. So somewhat kind of like a same story as mine as far as going undrafted, getting cut and everything. So I admire a lot of that with his journey, and he's got a pretty sweet shot too. So
yes.
It's dope.
Well, as we were talking before, Ricardo, you remember Matt Thomas? He was
Sure,
one of the
I
hot
do
shots
remember,
in the
yes.
Wisconsin high school scene. So good to see him doing well at the NBA level. And there, Packers/Bucks fans, leave the Lizard alone. That's why he's wearing a Raptors jersey. It's a Matt Thomas jersey. So,
Hey, next week maybe you can get a Kings Halliburton jersey.
yeah, that would be a Tyrese
Boom.
number
I
0.
do need to get my Tyrese jersey for sure.
There you go.
Does Matt Thomas have your jersey?
Yeah.
Your Packer jersey.
He doesn't yet. I got a couple of, I got Monte Morris. I got George Niang. I need to get my boy Naslong's jersey still. Got Matt's obviously, and still need to get Tyrese's, and I think Deontay Burton as well, and Abdul Nader, who both play for the Thunder in OKC. But a couple of those guys got my jersey, and they've been repping it. I know Monte wore my Packer jersey when they went to play the Knicks at Madison Square Garden, which I thought was pretty cool. Just to have someone wearing my jersey in Madison Square Garden is something I never really thought of, but kind of looking back and reflecting on it, I think it's pretty cool to be able to say that that's been done.
You starting to see your jersey around town a little bit? You're at the grocery store. You're kind of on aisle 8 grabbing some soup, some noodles, whatever you're hungry for, and all of a sudden a kid comes by in an Alan Lazard jersey, and he has no idea he's walking past you. Starting to see number 13 a little bit more around Titletown?
I did see a couple 13 jerseys in the stands over the weekend, which is pretty cool. One being my best friend Chris, who I saw. He's probably 30, 40 rows up there, supporting me and everything. But yeah, I've started to notice a few more 13 jerseys going around, which is pretty cool.
Very nice. Well,
Awesome.
if I was in the stands, I would go bare-chested and put 13 on. I
please.
would. I would show off my muscular physique. It's incredible. Thank you. The crowd wants to see it, too.
Where's the laughing? Come on, Rosie.
They're not laughing. They're cheering me on. So how was Alan Lazard feeling on the Monday of NFC Championship week, right? To getting a bunch of – is this a wild ride right now, getting a bunch of calls and texts from family and friends? What's this all been like so far?
Yeah, I think I've gotten a lot of publicity over the past 48 hours, especially after getting the touchdown. But for me, it's just the same routine. You know, we actually get an extra day of recovery since we played on Saturday, knowing that we play this Sunday. So having these 3 days off, really, I've been relaxing as much as I can, you know, decompressing from the game and everything, and knowing that Wednesday when we get back to work, I'll be locked in, focused, and ready to go out and attack the week to be prepared to come out with a W so we can head down to Tampa.
Yeah, head down to Tampa to play in Super Bowl 55, Ricardo. That's what he means by that. Now, listen, we'll talk a little football here in a bit, but I want to talk about Alan Lazard, the brand.
Yeah.
Right? You are a brand now. And this is what I want to start with. You've had a busy few days. First, are you still the Lizard, or are you changing it up to Air Lazard? What's going on with the nickname now? What do I need to be using with you?
I think I'm going to really embrace the Lizard King now.
The Lizard King.
Kind of, Lizard King. You know, kind of tying it in with that video I had posted on social media. And ATT as well. I know a lot of people have been asking for merchandise, and we've been working on that. So we're actually going to be dropping a pre-order here this weekend for the Lizard King Alan Lazard playoff special T-shirt with ATT. So there'll be a mock-up here very shortly. I got my design team working on it right now. I'm getting a nice lizard with a crown and an ATT chain on it. So it'll be pretty dope, and I'll be excited to get those out there, and I'll make sure you guys get some as well. Don't worry.
Right.
I know I know where you're going.
You knew it was coming, didn't you?
Yes.
I want one. Extra large, please.
Always asking for free stuff.
Hey, why don't we have a design team? That sounds cool.
Yeah,
to say.
Rosie's our design team.
We have a design guy, but I want a team. I want a design team for Clubhouse Live. Well, listen, Alan, I was going to ask you about that. I saw you tweeted about merchandise coming up soon, so Lizard King, but your website, at the top.life, right? That's where they can find everything.
Yep. It'll be on at the top.life. I'll be able to put I'll blast it all through my social media accounts when the pre-orders are out and everything for you guys where you guys need to go to make those orders.
So check out that website. You can also find the first installment of your podcast on there, right? I listened to that, checked it out. You and one of your really lifelong buddies talking about life a little bit. So how was the reception to the podcast?
Oh, it's been great. The feedback that we've been getting has been very positive, you know, especially my teammates, knowing that a couple of my coaches have listened to it, and a lot of family and friends. Just, you know, people finally being able to kind of hear my part of the story, me be able to tell my story, I guess, is kind of a relief, especially when, you know, you get all these interviews when you're on TV all the time, but, you know, it's really kind of pertained to however they want to cut and dress up the story for them telling it. So just being able to kind of be able to control your own narrative is something nice and something new, and I think a lot of people will be able to take that story and be able to hopefully be inspired by it and to find motivation with it as well.
Yeah, again, check it out at thetop.life, and that's where you can find some merchandise availability as well. So moving on, Alan Lazard, the brand, continues on. You are not only doing all that stuff along with your football duties, but you're giving juice reviews.
Juice.
You are talking about juice. What's going on with this, Alan? What's going on with when did this start? What's your favorite juice? And what's your least favorite juice?
This started when I originally had my surgery. So when I went on IR, you know, I wasn't going to meetings every single day like I normally am and going to practice. So I had a lot of free time. And at the stadium, they do a really good job with our nutrition and diet there. So the food we have there is 5-star food. And we actually have like a little smoothie juice station as well. And every day there's a different juice up there. So me being bored while I was on IR, I took it to my personal Snapchat, I would just start making juice reviews on my story. And then I kind of started going over to Instagram. And then I just kind of have putting it all on TikTok now and just kind of using TikTok as my juice review platform. But my favorite juices would have to be strawberry, pineapple, or raspberry. Those three flavors.
Yes.
If you mix them either way are usually pretty good. My least favorite, they put cayenne in some of the drinks or the shots for like an early morning boost, which it's actually really good for you because it opens up your nasal cavity, and so you can breathe and have better. Kind of wakes you up in the morning a little bit too, but not the best tasting one though.
Interesting. So keep an eye out on the Alan Lazard juice reviews. Ricardo, you like juice, don't you?
Well, I used to, but then when I learned how much sugar there is in orange juice.
No. Not with the nutritionist with the Green Bay Packers. There's no way. These guys are not getting
we're not drinking them juices.
No.
It's legit.
I always thought
juice.
it was healthy, but it's not healthy.
No, some of those juices, yeah. So, well, listen, this guy, you're busy. I mean, he got some love on Good Morning Football with Kay Adams and the crew. I don't know if you saw that. NFL.com's Mike Silver, great writer, longtime NFL writer, fantastic guy. Featured Alan Lazard in a Saturday story from the game, and then he was a guest. I don't know if you saw this, Ricardo. The Lizard King was on the Pat McAfee show today.
Cool.
He's all over the place. Maybe I should start wearing tank tops and really like skimpy, skin-tight jean shorts like Pat McAfee, huh? Standing up and just acting weird. Well, I act weird already, but he's all over the place, the Lizard King. This must be surreal for you. You're just a wanted man right now. What's this ride been like, just that part of it?
I think it's just all coming right in due time, I guess, with life and how things happen. It's everything. I'm kind of just taking it full in stride and running with it. I'm happy to be in this position and trying to take full advantage of it and do the best I can with it.
Yes, he is doing a great job. Love having him here on the Clubhouse Live show, and I know our virtual crowd will cheer for that because they love seeing the Lizard King each and every Monday. You really are, Alan. You really are living Lazish. How does one live Lazish? How can I live Lazish?
Living Lazish is just like being who you are. It's not really masking your feelings or your emotions or trying to fit into a certain crowd. It's just, no matter what room you walk in, you're going to walk into any room the same person every single time and just being your true self and really just owning who you are. You're accepting your flaws, your imperfections and all that, but you're owning those. And you're just living with the utmost confidence and belief in yourself.
I love it. Ricardo, you need to own up to a lot of your imperfections. You need to start living Lazish.
I'm very honest with myself, Brett. You're the one who's not honest.
I'm very honest with myself. I'm living British. That's how I'm living. I'm living British. So, hey, listen, let's take a time out. And by the way, staying grounded is what he's doing, Ricardo. He's staying true to who he is. Let's do tonight's Stat Pack, and we'll get back to more of a conversation with Alan, talk some football, all that good stuff. But with Saturday's NFC divisional playoff now complete, and I have it right here, the Packers can say officially their 34 postseason appearances are the most in NFL history. How about that? That's worthy of applause. Titletown, right? That's what the Packers are known for. Yet another statistic, too, in which the Packers own the Bears, Ricardo. Green Bay has 21 playoff appearances in the last 27 seasons. Hey, look at that. It says ATT on the bottom of his water bottle. Look at that. It's all over the place, the brand.
Why don't you ask for one of those, Brad?
Can I have one? Yes, I want one. Thank you. And with 36
I'll send stickers.
And with 36 postseason victories, the Packers are now tied with Pittsburgh for the second most in league history. New England has the record with 37 postseason wins. So 2 more playoff wins for the Packers this season would put them in the top spot. And you know what 2 more playoff wins would mean? Not to get too far ahead.
Quit
but
jinxing it, Brad.
I'm not saying, I didn't say it. I'm just saying you know what it would mean. All right. Another segment with the Lizard King. And Ricardo, if you got anything online, just flag me down and let me know. So, all right. How does it feel knowing that you're going to be playing in the NFC Championship game? 60 minutes is all that separates you and the Packers from the Super Bowl. You starting to think about it a little bit?
Yes and no. I think one, we're very grateful to be in this position. This is what we work for all years, to be able to play in a game, to be able to go to the Super Bowl and be able to win it. So to be able to play in this game last year in a very different position, playing in San Francisco, now we're playing at home in Lambeau. A lot of things have changed. Obviously, the crowd and just what this whole year has been for us. But very excited. I think a lot of us are just obviously having the utmost confidence, especially after Saturday, going into this week, playing at home, be able to have the fans back again. I think we're all really excited for the game and can't wait to go out there and play again.
You brought up last year. Obviously, the Packers took on the 49ers in the title game over in California. But I'm wondering, Alan, how does that experience help? I mean, a lot of you guys now have played in a championship game, so you kind of know what to expect off the field with all the media stuff, the media scrutiny, all that. It gets heightened, but of course on the field too, and then knowing what it feels like to play in a big game. I'm guessing that's got to be experience that you can draw from that will help you this week.
Yeah. I think, last year, if you look at it, we were the away team going into a very hostile environment, going up against a very stout defensive team as well. This year, we're at home, way more comfortable environment. I think the weather obviously plays to a huge advantage of us with Tampa Bay coming into town. So there's a lot of characteristics have changed, and I think that are going to be way more in our favor than they were last year. Having the experience too of just playing this long in the season. Last year was my first time really playing into January before for my football career. So just having that condition on my body of being able to play that many games for that long, 6 months, 7 months. I'm used to it, and I know what to expect and how to prepare for the game, physically, mentally as well. So I think obviously that's just me speaking from my experience, but obviously we're a very veteran-filled team as well. So a lot of other guys are able to reflect on last year and years prior as well to be able to go out there and prepare this week how we need to, so we can go out there and do our jobs Sunday.
I want to ask this of you, and I asked it a couple weeks ago when you had Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams on the show. I asked Aaron this similar question, but have you allowed a little bit of reflection on the season, knowing where you are now on the cusp of a Super Bowl berth, when you look back to where this all started and just the uncertainties of the season, right? Nobody knew if this was even going to be a possibility, that if this was going to have to shut down after a few weeks, or thankfully the season's gone through with pretty much without a hitch. So, I mean, have you been able to think about this whole journey?
Yeah, I think that's something that will be easier to reflect on once the season's over and everything has kind of settled in and has rested. But I think, just for us, I think we're just so focused on, what the next task at hand is. But there is times where we do reflect and we realize, taking a COVID test every single day is a normality, and making sure that we're signing in, practicing social distancing, wearing our mask, and just doing little things like that. It has changed our daily routine so much this year. And so, I mean, I know the coaches and we obviously emphasize it a lot as well, just the resilience that we have to have and the focus that we have to be able to go out there and to still be able to have a successful year on the field, given all the off the field distractions and changes to this year.
One more question, then I'm going to kick it over to Ricardo. Looks like he's waving me down for some online stuff. But how do you treat playoff football versus regular season football? Is it just another game? Is it kind of, a lot of guys say, well, once it gets started, it's just another game? Or are guys a little bit more focused, a little bit more locked in? I guess how do you view that? How do you think about that?
Yeah, I think at the end of the day, it is just another game. I don't think there's a reason to put more emphasis on it, or to switch up your daily routines or habits. You go into each week preparing for games like this. So if you do that starting at, camp in week one, preparing as if every game was a playoff game, was the NFC Championship game, then by the time the season comes around to it, right now, we've been doing it for so long, it's just another routine. It's just another game. And so it's just really just having that same focus, same mindset that you would supposedly have for an NFC Championship game or a Super Bowl game, but having that same mindset and same focus, going back to camp, going back to the beginning of the season, it's a practice routine, it's habits, it's something that you just, okay, now that it's here, now I'm going to change everything I've been doing. It doesn't necessarily work like that. You have to work hard in the beginning to get to the position that we're in now to be able to go out there and be able to perform.
All right, good stuff with the Lizard King so far, but I got to kick it over to Ricardo. We got some good stuff online.
Yeah, we have fans watching from across the country. As usual, Alan, I know you like hearing where they're all from. Brighton, Michigan, Sheridan, Michigan, Nashville, Tennessee, Weston, Wisconsin, which is just south of Wausau.
Right by,
right by
Wisconsin.
Wausau. Yep. And I do have a question now, Brett. I don't want to steal your thunder if you were going to ask this question.
Go for it.
Well, Holly Bigler, she asks, hey, Alan, how did it feel to be crowned by Aaron Rodgers after your touchdown?
Well, at first I didn't even notice, that everyone was coming up to me celebrating. So, and the crowd there, the noise, it was kind of, in those moments, kind of hard to really understand what's going on or focus on one thing at one time. But then kind of realizing and then seeing the video after, it was pretty cool and surreal moment, just obviously I've been doing that to him and to Devontae all year, and for them to kind of, to pay the respects back to me means a lot to me, and I appreciate it. But what does it feel like? I mean, it's at the end of the day, it's those guys are really good friends of mine, really good teammates. I respect them so much on a personal level as well. So it means a lot to me.
Go ahead, Ricardo.
Well, I was just going to ask because we did get another question. I think Rosie had a question, if you don't mind.
Yeah, Rosie, do you have the crown picture? Maybe you can throw that up there while we're going to ask that. Go ahead, Ricardo.
Well, just going to talk about Lil Wayne. Now, I used to listen to Lil Wayne back when he was really Lil Wayne, when he was a teenager back in 2000.
There's
he was
a crown, by the way.
When Lil Wayne was part of the Hot Boys with Manny Fresh and my man Juvenile. But what did you think? Rosie wants to know, what did you think of the new Green and Gold updated song?
Oh, we loved it. They actually played it for us the night before in our highlight tape that we watch every Saturday going into the game when we have our team meeting. We watch a highlight tape to finish off the meeting. And this week they had our highlights and they had that song on there. So it was pretty cool, just to hear someone like you said, someone that you've listened to for a long time growing up, kind of idolize. To me, I think he's one of the best, if not the best, artists of all time. And just hearing his story from where he's came from to where he is now is very inspiring. But for him to kind of redo the song, and then he didn't mention my name, but him mentioning Bobby's name, mentioning Bobby's name and other players' name, like I felt that it was almost me as well, just because I'm able to share that that they're my teammates. I'm a part of this team, and it's something really cool. I think and for him to be able to do that and to know that he spent extra amount of time on it is pretty dope as well.
Yeah, Brett, you have a couple Lil Wayne Wheezy CDs, don't you?
Not my style, but maybe we could get a Bruce Springsteen update
here we
or something,
go.
a little
Every
Green and
time
Gold with the boss. But I think the last time I heard this correctly, the last time he did that for the Packers was 10 years ago, and we know what happened 10 years ago. They hoisted the Lombardi Trophy, so maybe some good karma from Lil Wayne. But okay. Let's look at Saturday's game. Almost said Sunday. Saturday's game. Almost 500 yards of offense, Alan. That's crazy against the top-ranked defense in the league. What was the key to that performance, number one? And number two, how do you bottle it up and do it again against a pretty good Tampa Bay defense on Sunday?
Yeah, I think it goes to show you, one, just on how dominant of a player Aaron Donald is. Obviously, it's very relevant that he was sustaining an injury going into the game and didn't perform to that level. But that's also not to discredit our O-line. They did a fantastic job. I saw something on the show with Skip Bayless and Shannon Sharp this morning.
Undisputed,
they were
I think.
About Undisputed, yeah. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
They were talking about how after the game, Aaron was doing the interview, and his jersey looked like they just took it off the shelf because of how clean of a game he had. That the D-line never got to him, and really like they only had one pressure. So from that standpoint, our O-line dominated, absolutely dominated, and that played a huge role into what we were able to do in the run game, and obviously in the pass game as well, being able to give Aaron plenty of time to be able to sit back there and just do what he does. But going into this weekend playing Tampa Bay. I didn't play in the first game.
Right.
I really don't even at that time. I wasn't even watching the film. I was still kind of really early in my rehab, so I didn't even really know who those players are or the film for that. So this week I'm gonna be able to dive in and to get a better assessment on who they are. But obviously, been watching them from a distance, north the NFC, and that they have been having a great year, and that we're more than likely going to be able to see them coming up this Sunday. We kind of need that early on in the season. They're going to be a good team. We could potentially see in the postseason. So they have a great O-line or D-line, excuse me, and I think their linebacker play is definitely one of the best in the league. How fast and how strong those guys are. And the secondary does a really good job complementing them as well, making huge plays on the back end. You saw the turnovers that they were causing for the Saints. So we know it doesn't matter who you are. It's the NFL. You got to be able to show up every single week, and it's no different than this Sunday as well.
Feels, Ricardo, like it's the two best teams in the NFC going at it. I think this is just the way it played out. The Bays. Speaking of going back to the Rams and Aaron Donald, though, I think Elton Jenkins was bugging him. I think Elton was getting under Aaron's skin a little bit there. You saw that, Ricardo. Aaron was crying after the game. He was so upset with Elton Jenkins.
Has broken ribs. I mean,
well, yeah.
I'm sure that maybe the pain.
or maybe that when you got a first-team All-Pro in Corey Linsley and a guy that should have been probably a first-team All-Pro and Elton Jenkins are pretty darn good. So very interesting. We'll see how the offensive line continues to hold up. But one of the strengths of the Packers, without a doubt. Alan, Davante Adams, when asked if the league's top defense can't stand you, who can? And Davante just simply said, nobody. We stop ourselves, right? That's a confident response. So can you describe the confidence that you guys are all just playing with right now on that side of the ball? And how did you get to this point where you're playing at such a level? I mean, you're rewriting the history books. I mean, it's sky high right now. And it still feels like there's stuff out there for you to accomplish and attain.
Yeah. I think it kind of goes back to my answer earlier, talking about how we're preparing going about this week, preparing for the NFC Championship game. This is something that we've been doing all year. We've been practicing at a very high level, pushing each other every single day, having great leaders on our team like Davante, 12, David, and countless others, veterans on our team, to go hard in practice, to push themselves every day to try to be better, to demand that same level, that same standard out of everyone else. Is really what's preparing us for these moments, for these games, and why we're operating at such a high, efficient level right now, and rewriting the history book. So I think it just really goes to show you on the commitment that we've had on our team, but I think also the amount of talent that we have, across the board, top to bottom. Like I said, our O-line, really all five of those guys have played tremendous throughout this year. Obviously, Aaron, MVP, without a doubt, at this point. Davante, obviously, probably Offensive Player of the Year. The running backs have done their roles and then some, stepping up tremendously, all three of those guys. And then, I think me and the rest of the receivers have been able to fill in the void and do whatever we can to contribute as well. So we're just very talented, top to bottom, and we love and care about each other so much that we don't want to let our teammates down. We want to go out there and we want to make sure that if we're not catching the ball, if we're not running the ball, that we're blocking and we're making sure that we can do whatever is best for the team to help us forward.
Ricardo, it's almost gotten to the point where if they don't score, it's almost newsworthy, like breaking news.
It's breaking news when J.K. Scott has to work.
Yeah, you don't see number 6 trotting onto the field too much, which is what you want, which is a good thing. Hey, Alan, speaking of Davante, you were on the field with these guys. Give us, I love the trash talk gossip, right? I want, how was that going between Davante and Jalen Ramsey? Give us a little sampling of what those two guys were talking with each other about on the field.
They weren't saying too much during the game. I know pregame they kind of had a little interaction with each other, greeting. I think Davante kind of disclosed
right
how that kind of went down and everything, but I think it was just more so they just I obviously was in Jacksonville before with Jalen. I was able to compete with him every single day. Being a P squad guy, I'm going against the starting defense every single day. When you're starting and when you're playing, you go against the scout defensive team. So I don't go against Kevin King or Jair every single day. It's very rare occasions that we actually get a matchup against each other besides in camp. So when I was in Jacksonville, I was going against Jalen my whole time there, basically week 1 until week 15 or 16 when I had left. And so I know how competitive he is. I know how talented he is as well. And then the same thing with Devontae, obviously being here for 2 years, looking up to him, watching how he works, how he carries himself, how he goes about his business. Those two guys are just very talented and are playing at a different level for their positions right now. And I think that both of them just want to be very successful and be able to kind of hold that chip on their shoulder, knowing that they have the title right now. And obviously, I think that goes to Devontae.
Absolutely. Well, to the victor go the spoils, as they say, Ricardo. But yeah, crowd loving it. A few more things, and then it's time for the challenge. And we'll talk about that, how we're going to play that tonight. But it seemed going into that game, Alan, that at least from my vantage point, a lot of the chatter nationally, the narrative was how great this Rams defense was. And didn't seem to give you guys offensively a whole lot of attention. Did you hear that? Did you notice that? Was that a talking point? Did that provide some fuel, some motivation for you guys going into the game? Or don't you pay any attention to that stuff?
Yeah, I think we definitely give respect when respect's due, knowing that the work of body that they put out there this entire year and the other guys that they have across the ball. But at the end of the day, we only care about us and what we are putting forth. So knowing, kind of going off back to Devontae's comment of saying that the only people that can stop us is ourselves. And it's because we truly believe that is that, if we go out there and just execute and listen to our coaching and do everything that we need to, then everything will take care of itself and we'll be able to have more than enough success on Sunday.
Well, there you are. Rosie just put it on the screen. Yeah. Well, let's talk about the big play. There he is, the play of the game, right? 58-yard score on play action, 6:52 remaining in the game. Turns a 7-point lead into a more comfortable 14-point cushion. So first, Alan, you could see the camera showed it afterwards. You saw it on social media, but Aaron was yelling your name pre-snap. So what? Without giving away too many secrets, what's he signaling to you? What was the reason for that? Obviously, it was something that he saw and you saw defensively.
Yeah. So Aaron, kind of going throughout the game in the huddle when he's giving his play calls, he'll add in his own little 2 comments here and there of kind of putting his own spin on the play. For that play, he had me in a short motion, but rather than just having me come in a short motion, he just has a different way of communicating that and knowing what he meant by that. So it all plays in together. But right there, he's just kind of looking at me and kind of giving me that nod, that look that, hey, go score.
It's coming your way.
Yeah.
So it's coming your way at that point.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, once the play's called, I know exactly what we're looking for. We ended up getting the perfect coverage for it and everything. So even kind of motioning and seeing the shell that we were getting from the defense, from the secondary, where the safety and the corner were aligned, that I was going to be able to sneak behind them with the play action.
Love it. And then, of course, Ricardo, you saw, I've got right here, blew past Rams cornerback Troy Hill, safety Jordan Fuller. Alan, I thought you weren't supposed to have any speed. You've got some wheels. You've clearly got some wheels. What's your message to those people?
I've always had them, and I think it's just more reassuring, even post-surgery, that I'm still very much in shape, fast, and can do whatever is requested out of me on the field.
You looked almost as fast as me. I mean, almost as fast as me.
You are delusional, my friend.
I run a 4.4. I run a 4.4. What's the crowd laughing at?
In 15 yards.
Very athletic. By the way, how difficult was that catch? That was not an
tough.
Easy catch. You kind of had to lunge to the ball a little bit.
Yeah. I think given that it's not really a traditional route that we run in our route tree. I kind of stemmed inside and then took the route more vertical. So when Aaron's throwing the ball, he's right on the hash. And I'm probably, 5 feet outside the hash. So the trajectory of the ball is coming directly from behind me. Most of the passes that I'm catching, if you're coming back to the ball, it's a lot easier because you can see the ball, you're facing it. But when you're running downfield, it's easier when the more spread out, the wider you are on the field to be able to see the ball where it's coming and be able to make your adjustments. So when it's coming directly from behind you over your shoulder, it's obviously a very awkward angle to be running at, to be able to track the ball, running full speed and be able to catch it in stride. So it was kind of difficult. I think, Aaron I knew where he was going to place the ball, given the look and everything. So I kind of bled inside just a little bit just to be able to create separation from the corner. But just stuck my hands out there and was able to hopefully make a great play, given that I dropped the previous one. So I had to make up for it.
Had to make up for it. Hey, and you're very honest about the drop. It happens. It happens to every wide receiver in the league. But I know afterwards you said you called it unacceptable. And but how much did it mean to you that your quarterback and your head coach, your play caller, they say we're going back to number 13 to make a big play? That has to mean everything to you and really continue to boost the confidence. Not that you need a confidence boost, but it's got to feel good when those two guys want to come back to you.
Yeah, it's very nice knowing that you have the belief from your coaches, from your teammates, especially Aaron, with the trust to be able to go out there and make a crucial play that can change the outcome of the game, and to really, kind of be able to spring forward and be able to separate us to ride us out for the W.
I think you're smiling there. I think it looked like you were smiling as you were running into the end zone. Are you doing that? Are you flashing? Look at you. Are you grinning to the camera?
Am I?
It looks like it.
I might be showing a little pearly whites there.
That's got to feel good, right? What does that feel like, scoring a big touchdown playoff? Your first career playoff touchdown, by the way, too.
Yeah, my first career touchdown is my first touchdown. And last time I scored, I think it was the Chicago game, so over a month or so. So it's just, obviously great to be able to contribute whatever way I can to help the team succeed. I get just as excited scoring that touchdown as much as I do, making that block for AJ to be able to score on his first touchdown. So it's more so just being very happy that knowing that we're going to be able to ride out this W and head into next week with the same mindset, same goal, and to be able to come out with the W again.
Last thing, and then it's time for the challenge. You referenced it. You didn't play in the first meeting between Green Bay and Tampa Bay. And by the way, can I make a reference, not to get off topic too much, but this is for Troy Aikman, who's a big fan of the show.
Yes.
By the way, it's not Green Bay, it's Green Bay.
You hear it all the
time.
Green
Bay, emphasis on the Bay. I don't know why. I mean, they're the Green Bay Packers.
Even in that 70s show, which is based in Wisconsin, they pronounce it wrong.
It's not the emphasis on green, it's on Bay. Let's get it right, Troy. Back to you, Alan. Week 6, Green Bay versus Tampa Bay. You didn't play in it, but it was a rough one, the roughest game of the year for you guys, 38-10 loss. How are you different now than when it was Week 6? I mean, you guys have evolved quite a bit. Devontae was just coming back. You were out. What's going to be different this time?
We had a lot of guys that were injured. It wasn't just me, and I think there was a couple guys defensively that were still out as well. Obviously, it was Week 6. We were still trying to find our identity. We didn't have our full team together, so we only had our full team healthy. Really, the first offensively, especially speaking, the first game and a half. And obviously, Devontae gets hurt, then I got hurt. So there's a lot of this changed since Week 6. We've been able to find our identity more. We're way more comfortable with the play calling, and like you said, I didn't play in the game, so I think it's going to be a different look for what they can expect out of us. I think there's a lot more plays that will be open on that I can run, and that we can take shots to take advantage of them.
All right, looking forward to it. Plus, the weather is going to be a little bit different than Week 6 in Florida. It's going to be a little bit more chilly, sloppy. So anyway, good stuff. Let's hear a Clubhouse Live virtual applause. This is a fantastic show, fantastic conversation. But as always, we can't do a show without the challenge flag. It is time for tonight's Clubhouse Live Challenge. Let's hear the music, Rosie.
Brad, I love these questions you have here for this. Very good.
Thank you. This is what we're going to do, Lizard King. We're going to play a game that we call Six Pack. It's just you. You are taking on yourself. This is a rapid-fire game in which you have 60 seconds to correctly answer 6 questions about a specific topic. If you do so, you win the game, and a very cool prize for tonight's contestants. If you don't, our contestants will have to give Ricardo a hug. And nobody wants to touch Ricardo, so the pressure is on.
With mask on.
If at any point you're stuck on a question, you can pass, and we'll come back to it. Ricardo, you will keep track of the time, 60 seconds. And make sure you do not start the time until I completely ask the first question. Okay. All right, so here's what we're doing, Alan. We randomly drew 5 participants, and if you get it correct, if you get through 6 questions in 60 seconds, all 5 of our contestants will go home with a signed photo of Alan Lazard, the Lizard King. So that is the prize tonight. Tonight's contestants are Jennifer Koss-Conger, Ashley Nalepka, Jeremy Shaw, Dave Baker, and Julie Bovat. Hopefully I'm saying that right. Bouvat. So here we go. Now the category tonight, Alan, is simple. This season's Clubhouse Live, right? You've been pretty much at every show. I would think you have a great memory. This is all about what has happened so far on Clubhouse Live. So 6 questions, 60 seconds. You feeling good?
Yes, I'm ready.
I was waiting. So again, do not start until the first question is completely
go ahead,
asked. Brett. Here it is, question number 1. These 2 teammates are the only guys who have appeared twice as your guests.
Robert Tonyan and Tim Boyle.
Yes. What talent did Jair Alexander display during his guest appearance this season?
Juggling table tennis ball.
Yes. What was the first item you showed us from your house?
The lizard?
Yes. What time of day did Darnell Savage say was best to stay away from Adrian Amos?
The morning.
Yes. Both of EQ's brothers play college football in the Pac-12. Name one of those schools at which they play.
USC and
Yes.
Stanford.
These massive appendages of A.J. Dillon have their own Twitter account.
Quadzilla.
Yes, his legs. That's enough. Ricardo, 40.39 seconds. He gets the bell. He got through.
No wavering from Alan on those.
It was a piece of cake. Piece of cake for the Lizard King.
Everybody's a winner now. That's incredible. 40 seconds.
40 seconds. I thought they were tough questions.
I did too.
Quadzilla, A.J. Dillon, his legs have their own Twitter account. By the way, did you say Stanford or USC for the schools?
It says Stanford and USC.
And you said them both. Okay. He gets an extra point. How about that? So, yes, congratulations to all 5 of our contestants. They're going home with that signed photo of Alan, the Lizard King Lazard. So, well done. Well done. I'm proud of you. You actually care about the show. You pay attention to the show.
I have to. What do you mean? I am the show.
He is the show. He is the star of the show. And speaking of being the star of the show, we not only have 1 or 2 or 3 or 4, but we have 5 video questions tonight. 5 video questions, all for Alan Lazard. So, Rosie, let's get ready. We have video question number 1 from Christian and Desmond Abel.
Hi, my name is Desmond.
Hi, my name is Christian,
and we have a question for Alan Lazard.
Since the snow made a big impact on the Titans game, what is your favorite stadium to play at other than Lambeau Field?
It's a great question. Thank you. My favorite stadium that I've played in so far, which I think most people probably wouldn't think that this would be my favorite, but it's actually US Banks in Minneapolis.
Really?
I really like the turf there. I really like the lights there. Just the whole venue, I think, is really great there. And the fact that it's indoor helps. Being that it's in Minnesota too. So knowing that that's one of my guaranteed road games every year is a little settling on the heart. But yeah, I think that's probably my favorite venue other than Lambeau, of course.
I've been past the stadium numerous times. It is quite the structure, no doubt about it. So, all right. Video question number 2 from Brett Ryan. Roll it, Rosie.
All right, Lizard King, I actually got 2 questions for you. What was the significance of picking the number 13 for your jersey number? And did you think you're going to fall over again on your touchdown catch? Good luck Sunday.
There you go. I know you talked about your jersey number before, but you can explain that again.
Yeah. Yeah. So I actually didn't get to pick my jersey number. Honestly, when I showed up, what they do is they just take the jersey that whoever was wearing it previously, take the name tag off, and then sew a new nameplate on the back. So the person before me, 13, traditionally is worn by smaller receivers. So when I first showed up, I put on this 13 jersey, and it's like a crop top because it was so small. So I didn't get to choose. It was actually just given to me when I showed up and signed here. But yeah, they had to get a new size for me because the jerseys were too small.
Interesting.
And then what was the second part? What was the second part?
About falling over the balance.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Honestly, it didn't really ponder into my mind too much about it. I was more so just focusing on catching the ball. And by the time I realized I had caught it, I was back up on my feet, just trying to separate from the two defenders.
And then it was pay dirt in a celebration. Absolutely. Good stuff. All right, Rosie, get ready. It's video question number 3 from our friend Jeremy Klussman.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, Alan, great game on Saturday. Way to stay positive, way to play your game and haul that touchdown pass in and put the game away for the Pack. Question for you related to Clubhouse Live. We all love it. How hard was it to get guests this year in this virtual environment? And was there a guest that by chance you were trying to get on the show and it just didn't work out schedule-wise this year? Anyway, man, one game from the Super Bowl. Let's bring that Lombardi trophy home. Go Pack.
First, I just want to say that bucket hat is sweet, especially with the PBR in front of it. It's pretty dope. I was just staring at that the whole time.
You didn't even hear the question.
I really didn't. What was the question?
Oh, the question was related to the show. How difficult was it to get guests virtually, and then was there anybody that you just couldn't get on this season?
Yeah, I was completely thrown off by the hat. Loved it though. But no, actually, I'm very thankful that I have great teammates, and every guest that I've asked, there hasn't been anyone that denied me or said that they couldn't make it or for whatever reason. I think my teammates were pretty ecstatic to be able to come on the show and be able to interact with fans. Last weekend, a few days ago was the first time we were able to kind of really interact with the fans. Now, obviously, we weren't able to touch each other and be out and interact in the public, but just feeling the energy, feeding off of the juice that they had and brought to the stadium was huge. So for them coming on the show, I know they really enjoy it. Just being able to kind of be able to go out there and be able to normalize, get away from just playing football every single day, going to meetings and everything. So I know they enjoy this as well, but I'm still very thankful that all my guests were able to show up and have a fun time on the show this year.
A very impressive guest list, by the way. And I know that not only do they enjoy getting away from football, they love ripping on Ricardo. I mean, everybody loves ripping on Ricardo. Have fun at your expense.
You're lucky I'm such a man. I can take it.
All right. We have 2 video questions, Rosie. Let's roll them together because they're actually both kind of the same question, but I just wanted to get both on the show. Dwayne Jagozinski and Joel Farley. So roll them both, Rosie. This is Dwayne
Hi,
first.
Alan. This is Dwayne from Wisconsin Rapids. From a player's perspective, emotions and adrenaline are most important for a great game performance. As a Packer, what are the 2 most memorable moments in your career? And always remember, finish at the top.
I want to know, what is your most memorable moment in your entire football career? Thank you.
There you go. He's wearing Iowa State, too.
I love it. At the top. My most memorable moment, I think, is it has to be my first touchdown catch. Just the significance of it in the game. It'd be my first catch of the season, and kind of just everything that led up into that moment. And just kind of be able to embrace that entire moment, and then really just been hitting the ground running since that catch. So I think that's probably my favorite Packer moment. My favorite football moment of all time, I think, would have to be when we beat TCU at home my senior year at Iowa State. It was our homecoming game my senior year. The first 3 years we had a total of 8 wins. We ended up finishing my senior year with 8 total wins in that season. So to be able to double my college wins in 1 year was huge. But the TCU game was so significant because it was the homecoming game and it was the 6th win of the season. And so we were able to cap off the whole month of October of going undefeated, beating number 3 OU and then beating number 4, I think, TCU at home when they came and played at Jack Trice. And that being the 6th win, that being so significant is because you're able to go to a bowl game. So it solidified that I was able to go to a bowl game in my collegiate career, which I was, going into college, that's exactly what you dream about, is be able to go out there and compete for a national championship and play in the New Year's Six bowl games and everything. So getting that win, knowing that we were going to go to a bowl game, obviously not knowing what it was going to be at the time, but seeing what it's paved out to be 3 or 4 years later as well, just feeding off of that TCU win. I think that has to be my most favorite memorable moment from my football career.
Great stuff. Great video questions, Ricardo.
Yeah.
They win something, don't they?
Yeah, they do. For having their video question selected, they win a signed photo of Alan Lazard. Each week we'll ask you to submit video questions for our upcoming guests that we'll ask live during Monday's show. Look for it on Facebook.com/Clubhouse Live.
We're running out of time, but I did want to squeeze in this question before we go to something cool from Alan Lazard's house. But quickly, Alan, the fans. More fans in the stands last week. Expecting, 6,500 season tickets to be sold now for the NFC Championship game. So I think on Saturday, about 8,400 fans in attendance. Did having more fans, could you feel the energy? Was it a different vibe in the stadium? Did it make a big difference?
It was incredible. It was life-changing. It was euphoric. It was everything that, as a player, you want. And we were fiending for all year. It's our profession, it's our job to go out there and to perform at a high level. But, not having the fans there makes that very hard and very challenging. Being able to feed off the energy, seeing the crowd's reaction, hearing them screaming for long plays and stuff. That's what we dream about. That's what we work for and what we work towards. So being able to have them back in the fans and the impact that they had on the game was tremendous. After the game, I said the 9,000 felt like more like 90,000, and I truly meant that. Like, it was incredible for how loud Lambeau sounded. And obviously, I haven't played in the stadium with many fans. I think the only stadium I've played in, or game I played in this year that had fans was played in Indianapolis, and they had less than 9,000, I think. And it wasn't the environment was nowhere near the same, especially being a playoff game at night at Lambeau. So. Excited to be able to come back again. This is what we worked for, getting that number 1 seed, to be able to play another home game in the playoffs, to be able to go to the Super Bowl. And so we're very excited to have the fans back in there, getting more fans back in the stands. And we're really looking forward to hearing them and feeding off the energy. And then obviously riding that ride down to Tampa.
There you go. The fans are going to be lathered up on Sunday. It's going to be bananas. Looking forward to that as well. Is it time? I guess it is. Rosie, roll it again. It is time for the segment. Something cool from Alan Lazard's house. Let's see it.
So today got something a little bit different. So this upcoming Sunday, I guess, the outfit I'll be wearing to the game is actually from a dear friend of mine. He's actually a tattoo artist in New York, and he creates clothes as well. His clothing company is called Snookler in New York City. But this is just a sneak peek of what my outfit will look like. This is the mittens that he has given me, or that I have got. I can't wait to wear the rest of it.
Very nice.
But yeah, these are these very gigantic mittens that I can't wait to wear.
Yes,
that you'll be able to see this Sunday.
You'll need them. It's going to be cold on Sunday. Very cool. I keep thinking that at some point we're going to run out of things to show from Alan Lazard's house.
He keeps
coming up with great stuff. So fantastic.
Never.
Excellent. Good stuff. Virtual round of applause, Rosie, for Alan Lazard tonight. We got to whip through the rest of this, Ricardo. It is time to go up north with Mark Olenichik Realty. If you are buying or selling real estate in Northeast Wisconsin, contact the licensed professional realtors at Mark Olenichik Realty. Call 920-432-1007 or visit olej.com. Packers, Buccaneers, Sunday, NFC Championship game, Lambeau Field. Ricardo, who are you picking?
Bad news, good news here.
Uh-oh.
First off, I can't forget what happened in October. It wasn't a close game. But let me tell you something. Here's some more bad news. Under Aaron Rodgers, 1-3 in NFC Championship games. 6 touchdowns, 7 interceptions, 77 rating. He performs very poorly in NFC Championship games. And they're going against another good defense. But, Brett, I'm picking them to win because I think they're hot and they're ready to go.
So, what are you saying? So
I'm saying is that it's killing me to pick them because my logic says don't, because he performs poorly at that level. But we'll see what happens. I'm picking them to win. I think they're a hot offense. And, Brett, we were talking before this. They performed well against the Saints, but not as good as I thought they would have. The Saints gave them some trouble. So,
well, we'll see. But, okay, so there you go. I know. Well, yeah, Alan's asking you.
Yes.
Who gave trouble?
Oh, I thought the Saints gave the Buccaneers trouble. And I thought I think the Packers will do the same.
They gave us trouble.
What was that?
I thought you were saying they gave us trouble.
Oh, no. I thought the Saints without the 4 turnovers would have beaten the Buccaneers.
Okay, Ricardo, I tuned you out long ago.
Okay.
All right, I tuned you out long ago.
Damn.
Let's do this, Lizard King. Let's do it. The magical victory visor goes back on the head. This thing has magic powers. It's unbelievable. It's practically undefeated. It is undefeated this season, pretty much. Packers 31, Tampa Bay 24. I think it's going to be a fun game, good game. It might not really even be as close as the score indicates, though. All right, so 2 different teams since they last played, but winning the ball. Matt LaFleur always stresses winning the ball. Well, you saw what happened when Tampa Bay got some turnovers yesterday, turned those into touchdowns. Same with the Week 6 game against the Packers. Green Bay will not turn over the football, and they're going to win for that very reason. Plus, I think they're going to pound the ball on the ground. Allen Lazard's going to score 1 through the air, and he's going to block for a running score.
There you go.
All right, so he's going to account for at least 2 touchdowns. Sunday's early forecast, high of 28 degrees and accumulating snow. They're calling for possible accumulating snow on Sunday. There's no way a Florida team is coming to Lambeau Field in those conditions and winning the game. Green Bay going to Super Bowl 55. What do you think, virtual crowd? You got to love it. Yes. Book it. Ricardo,
Yes.
Packers News app.
That's right, with exclusive commentary, insider analysis, award-winning photos, videos from USA Today Network, Wisconsin's Packers coverage team, that Packers News app, your one-stop shop for complete coverage of the Green Bay Packers. This app is available for iPhone and Android users, Brett.
Special thanks to our sponsors and friends, Olenichik Realty. Mark Olenichik Realty would like to thank Northeast Wisconsin for 40 years of real estate success. Put their success to work for you. Call Mark Olenichik Realty at 920-432-1007 or visit olej.com. Mark Mayfield Sports Marketing, a leading Wisconsin sports marketing agency, speaker bureau. And our guy, Mike Thiel, always got to give him thanks of Eric
Yes.
here for providing the intro and outro music, his hit MVP song. And one thing, I've got a program to promote. It's the Packers postseason play-to-win giveaway. Packers fans, your team is in the playoffs and they're focused on winning, which is why we have a brand new way for you to win in the postseason. It's called the Packers Postseason Play-to-Win Giveaway, presented by the Hand to Shoulder Center of Wisconsin. Enter this super fan sweepstakes today for your chance to win one of 3 awesome prizes. You can enter now through January 24th. That's this coming Sunday. All you have to do is visit us at packersnews.com/giveaway to enter. Check it out. Some cool prizes.
Now, Brett, if they win, are we going to Tampa?
With COVID, I highly doubt hardly anybody's going to go to Tampa. I think there'll be a whole lot of Zooming with guys in Tampa. But anyway, Alan, you got the final word tonight. What do you got?
Well, since I don't have a guest, I guess I'll give a shout out to my boy Matt Thomas again.
There you go.
So thank you for virtually joining me, even though you have no idea that I'm wearing your jersey right now. But everyone else, thank you for the love and support, especially throughout the entire season. The fans that were there on Saturday, we need that same energy, that same juice. Bring it again on Sunday for us so we can celebrate all together going down to Tampa.
That's it.
Boom.
Going down to Tampa where it's nice and
I love
warm.
Tampa.
So, all right. Let's hear some claps one more time. Great job by the Lizard King. So, for the Lizard King, for Ricardo, And the crew with USA Today Network Wisconsin, I'm Brett Christopherson saying so long. Be back here next Monday night, 6:30 p.m. as we celebrate an NFC championship victory by the Green and Gold and another Super Bowl berth with that guy. He's right in the middle of the screen. It is Green Bay Packers wide receiver, number 13, Allen, the Lizard King, Lazard. Mean Gene, I know you're out there. Take it away.
Go, Pack, go!